falling off in your walk, but what you stop for? Guarantee you are not the first one to fall short. You can win over your sin, that's a small force. Holy Spirit fire in you, yeah, that's a large torch. Gotta keep that flame going, that pain growing, that faith showing. Gotta keep his fame going, we preach to him, but they snore. The most I answer when you need him, you neglect them easy. You say you loyal, but disown on me, I call it treason. He created you in his image, how you find a reason? You work a 40-hour job, but can't give him an evening. And then wonder why you got demons, you should read Ephesians. Me and Zamar be in the spirit, we bout to release it. Temptation to me just a stepping stone, I call them bleachers. I refuse to talk to you about faith when you non-believers. Sick of people with nothing up top, they got alopecia. They much rather argue about a block, I just let go, leave them. Get it? Block, let go, get it, jack, hope they get it. Let me talk, I can feel the spirit. Talk how I live it, let me walk. Almost at the ending, world almost finished. Just a thought, gotta spare repentance. Do the Father's business, what you thought?
Committed sin is like a spirit crime. It might be bad now, but soon it's gonna be fine. I know it seems scattered, it'll get aligned. Stay lowly and keep the faith, the blessings will arrive. The toughest of the battle is given to the strong. That's not just a word, that's something that I know. Learned that up in the last season, I was facing woe. Lost a son, lost my granny, see I was feeling low. He was teaching that true endurance, that's something I know. So many losses that I took, I had to let him go. John 15 verse 2, he purged you as you grow. We the batter and he the heat, he tryna make a loaf. Don't rebel, watch your cheddar, he purging out the ghosts. He pouring out cold death's blessings, lift your hands and soak. Study nature, without some water you will never grow. See the kingdom is deep within, don't harm yourself with treason. All the hurt that you going through, he do it for reasons. Maybe cause he tryna help you, show you that you need him. We tryna bring some cleansing, we can't house no legions. You be hurting, feeling numb, go take back your feelings. Go be joyful, crack a smile, Messiah is risen. Trust the word when he spoke, everything was living. Trust the word, if he speak, that can be the ending. Want a blessing from the king, only your faith can get it. Yeah, oh, yeah. Trust in him, he'll get you through. Yeah. Said trust in the king. Said he'll give you life, it'll be alright if you trust in him. Hey.
Paisley Jr., Daddy Man, Araya Paisley, Amora, Lala, Namar, Malachi, Arius, Drake, TJ, Kristen, Eamon, Jordan, Zaria, Chance, my nieces, Bryce, Juriel, Marcon, America, Elijah, E3. That's family. That's family. Forgive us for our wickedness, forgive us for our weaknesses, forgive us for our deviance and our disobedience. Forgive us for our pride, remove this spirit, make us meek again. Restore relationships, the devil sever, let us speak again. Betrayal and turned up bitter, touch our heart and makes us sweet again. Give him what to say to his son, cause he ain't been reaching him. Forgive us for the robbery, we don't wanna creep again. Whenever the elders dropping jewels, let us keep the gems. Please forgive us for the fornication and the lust, and please forgive us for the masturbation and adultery. Please forgive us for the drinking till we drunk, defiling our temples, musing on thoughts that's wicked in our mental. Lost family made enemies. OG ran with the lemon squeeze, trying to survive in a den of thieves, searching for light while we hidden in the dark places. A soft answer redirecting all the hard faces. Move out the cities, we can move out the country. If the inner man wicked, it really won't mean nothing. Make my bed in hell, he there. A sin in heaven, man, he there. It's a war for our souls. Every day I'm well aware, but I'm gon' praise. Clap my hands and do my dance too. Anoint, destroy the yoke, drop something the saints get.
Right. Hey, shalom. Kahalalaya. It's a blessed day. Hey, the Sabbath is over. I just wanted to do a post, God is blessing. Something was on my spirit. about what we had went over previously during the Sabbath class. And if you tuned in, we were talking about living in the wilderness. It was a pretty good class. There was a lot of good precepts that were brought out. God was on it with the precepts. But we talked about the account that happened in Numbers 25, and I really didn't get into all of the accounts that I really wanted to, but nevertheless, we did get into the book of Numbers chapter 25, and that's actually what I wanted to hit on right now, because Numbers chapter 25 is actually one of Yasha'Allah's darkest moments while they was in the wilderness, right? It was after years of Yasha'Allah wandering around in the wilderness, and this is the time period when they were basically right at the edge of the promised land. They were right getting ready to, enter into the promised land, and the people fell off into sin. They fell off into sin through idolatry, through immorality, and through immorality with Moabite women, right? And so if you guys haven't read Numbers 25, we're about to get into it now. Lakia, we're about to get into it now. But before I go into that, I want to open up with the precept, and I actually want to grab two precepts before we really get into that. The first precept that I want to get into, and actually we're gonna read a couple verses. We're gonna start at the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and all were baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Hamashiach," right? That rock was Christ. Our rock is Christ, right? And the whole point of being in that wilderness is, we gotta lean on the rock. We gotta go to the source. We need to pull from the source, draw from the source. And what we was covering in that lesson is that the Most High God is always going to provide, and He was showing us that He would always provide for us, that He was our sustainer. That's what the Most High God was showing us and was revealing to us during those 40 years when we was in the wilderness. And we talked about how we are in the wilderness. It's a time for testing, right? It's a time for teaching, right? So it says that, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Right? And that's the point right there. These events were written down to us as examples so that we do not fall into the same traps that they fell into. Right? That we don't fall into the same snares that they fell into. That we don't repeat the same mistakes that they did. Right? Now I want to grab another precept. This is the book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning." Everything that is in this book that we can pick up, this what we call the Bible, this collection of 80 books, was written aforetime for our learning. We are to look at these past stories and learn from them and grow from them. That's why it says, happy is he, in the book of Psalms, happy is he that meditates on these things. And I'm not going to hold you. I've been in meditation a lot about a lot of these different things about a lot of things that's just going on in my life, period. I'm always going to be transparent because everyone has or goes through a season in their life when they feel like they are in the wilderness. Sometimes, hey, that season might come multiple times. It may be multiple times in your life while you're here on this earth that you feel like you are going through a wilderness period, a dry period. But again, the wilderness isn't meant to break us. The wilderness is not meant to break us, right? So everything that was written aforetime was written for our learning. Let me finish this off. That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Through patience and comfort of the scriptures, that we might have hope. All right. So now, let's go ahead and let's jump into the book of Numbers. And let's go to the book of Numbers, chapter 25. And we're gonna start at verse 1. And I want you to think about something. A lot of times when brothers or sisters, when we fall off, or it's because it's not like, you can miss me with the overt things, right? Those big, sins. It's the subtle sins that creep in and catch us up, right? Prime example, because it was talking. It went into lust in Corinthians. It said lust, right? Through that lust. So let's deal with lust for a second. Although lust, a man, a woman can lust for anything, right? It doesn't just have to be things of a sexual nature. But let's talk about lust for just a second, and let's talk about lust from the perspective of intimacy. Men lusting after women, or vice versa, women lusting after men. So how can it be subtle? Well, it's subtle, and this is how tricky, how devious this devil is. Because what do people interact with on a regular daily basis? Their phones, right? Their phones. And so now, if you're a man or woman, and you're sitting there scrolling through your phone, and all of a sudden, as you're scrolling through, a half-naked woman pops up in your feed. You're like, hold on, wait a minute. And you may sit up there and look at it for a couple seconds. Like, dang, wow. But it's those little subtle things, right? It was just that subtle, just to plant that seed in your mind. Now maybe the next time you actually go looking for something. Maybe next time you actually go to a page. Maybe next time you actually befriend someone. Now again, it's subtle things, right? Those subtle snares. You're at work. You just done had a argument with your husband, and this good-looking brother comes into the job, sees your face all twisted up because your countenance is off. And hey, beautiful, why you looking so mean today? You too beautiful to be frowning. Subtle things. And maybe you entertain it. You entertain it just for the simple fact that you just got into it with your husband. Or maybe you feel like your husband don't compliment you enough as you would want to be complimented. Your husband isn't telling you every day how beautiful you are. Your husband done got too comfortable, and he's not telling you every day how beautiful you are. And so now, the enemy, right? The enemy goes sit in this little subtle snare. Go send this subtle snare at you. Hey, beautiful, why you frowning? Why you looking so mean? You too pretty to be looking mean like that. Subtle things. And that's how sin is, right? Sin is subtle. The devil ain't gonna come at you in a way that you know or are expecting him to come at you in. Right? So anyhow, let's look at this. Let's look at the book of Numbers. Numbers chapter 25 and verse 1. Right? The people begin to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. Right? The people begin to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. Now, one thing to think about is that during all this, Yasha'Allah wasn't taken down by armies or enemies. It was Yasha'Allah's compromise that did him in. Yo, as the children of the Most High God, as Yasha'Allah, we gotta stop compromising. Yo, let me grab another precept here real quick. Let me just grab another precept. And as I sit up here and I say these things, I'm saying them to myself as well too. Because I know that there are moments, there are periods in my life where I compromise. I compromise for the sake of family sometimes. I compromise for the sake of my children sometimes. And as the head, it should be no compromise with me. It should be no compromise in me. This is what it is. This is how it's going to be. Point blank, period. Let me get this precept in the book of Joshua. The book of Joshua, chapter 24 and I'll start at verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, all caps, right? We know whose name that is. That's the Father's name. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Hey, the Most High God is looking for leaders who are leading this house like that. He is looking for men who are going to run their house like that. It's no compromise. It's no compromise. It's no bowing down. It's no, maybe I'm being a little, no. As for me and my house, we are going to serve the Most High God. We are going to serve the one true living God. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, the God of Israel. That's who we're going to serve. That's who I'm going to serve. And for real, I thank the Most High. I thank the Most High, and I barakatah Yahweh for taking me through those wilderness moments, the moments for correction. Barakatah Yahweh, the water Yahweh, right? Anyhow, let's go back to Numbers 25, right? Numbers 25. It says, and Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. So you got Moab inviting Yasha'Allah to come and partake in the things that they're doing. Are we giving in? Are you guys some people like, oh, you know what, they want to have a birthday party, or you know what, they want to celebrate this, and I'm not celebrating it. I'm just going to go there, and because it's family. I'm not celebrating it, but it's grandma's, and she don't really understand. What do you want to do? What are you going to do? Because sin enters subtly, right? Sin isn't just kicking through the door. Sin is creeping in. It's peeking. It's looking. What's that one song? Who's that peeking through my window? Wow, right? Hey, nobody now. Sin enters subtly. Then through compromise. Because you compromising. You're saying, oh, okay, well, look, we can go ahead and do this. Temptation. Because you want to gradually, or not even because you want to, but because you are gradually lowering your standards. What is the standard? The standard is the statute, laws, and commandments. That's the standard. Why are we lowering what the standard is? If the standard says that we are to wear fringes, why do we allow our children not to go to school with fringes on? We're lowering the standard. And I'm speaking to myself right now. I'm speaking to my daughters right now. Because I've allowed the standard to lower. Oh, Dad, all my shirts and my fringes, they're dirty. No. Well, you need to make sure that you've got your outfits washed and prepared for the week of school. I don't want to hear that you don't have nothing clean. Why are we lowering the standard? Dad, I'm out of skirts. All my skirts are dirty. All my dresses are dirty. Why are we lowering the standard? And I know that is one of those things where you have Israelites that try to buck up against it and be like, oh, well, that's not talking about dresses. It's talking about warriors' garments. Or that's no, Salakia. That's not talking about pants. It's talking about warriors' garments. Well, then what pertains to a woman that the man isn't supposed to wear? If when it's talking about that a woman shall not wear what pertains to a man, if you're trying to tell me that that's just talking about warrior garments, what pertains to the woman that the man is not supposed to wear? Hey, we're going to bounce up off of that, right? We're going to bounce up off that. Come back to the book of Numbers, chapter 25, we're going to start at verse 1 again. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bowed to their gods. And Israel joined himself with Baal Peor, and the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel. I don't want to feel like the Most High God is angry with me. I don't. Let's keep reading. And Yahweh said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before Yahweh against the sun, that the fierce anger of Yahweh may be turned away from Yasha'Allah. I want you to think about something. A hunter, when a hunter is going after prey, a hunter is not making noise. A hunter ain't banging around. Or if you ever watched a lion, watch the Animal Planet sometime and just watch how a lion goes on the hunt. Right, they creeping through the tall grass, right, real slow, patient, taking their time. Same thing with a hunter. Or if you've been hunting before, you got your camouflage on, right? You're creeping. You're not making noise. You're not making the prey aware of your presence. What does a hunter do? A hunter sets traps. A hunter sets traps. Now let's think about that and use that in real application with we battle not against flesh and blood, right? We got an enemy that is out here shooting fiery darts at us. The enemy ain't gonna come with obvious attacks. He's going to lure us in, trick us in through small compromises until we get caught up. Because we're drawn away by what? By our own lust. So by our own lust, he's going to draw us in. He's going to set traps to draw us in and get us caught up. So are you staying in prayer? Are you fasting? Are you meditating so that you can see the tricks of the devil when he's out here setting these traps? I've fallen into too many traps. I'm tired of it. Hey, what's that one commercial? They say silly rabbit, tricks are for kids, right? The tricks commercial. Falling for the tricks. Silly rabbit. Stop falling for these tricks. Stop falling for the tricks of the enemy. Stop compromising. Stop lowering your standards. Right? Guard your heart. And when we talk about the heart, we know that the heart is talking about the mind. You have to guard your mind. Most people are not falling away in a day. It happens step by step by step. Small compromises is what gets people to fall all the way off. Because you compromise here, and then you compromise there. Guard your heart. Guard your mind. Hey, Job says, hey, man, I make a covenant with my eyes. Hey, we have to be that way to make that covenant with our eyes. Right? Guard your mind. We're in a fight. We are in an everyday battle. That's why Yahweh Shai said you have to endure until the end. Prepare your heart for temptation. When you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare your mind for temptation and constantly endure. Endure when? Until the end. That's how long we got to endure for. Because we're fighting an enemy that's out here constantly setting traps to get us caught up. What are you going to do? Right? Come on, let's get back to this. The book of Numbers, chapter 25 and verse number 4. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. Right? He said, hey, look, slay every one of them. Slay every one of them. Right? And when I was talking, when we was on the class yesterday, I said that some of us have some relationships, hey, that we just gotta kill. We gotta dead that relationship. It's no good. It's no good. Right? Point blank period. It said that the Most High's anger burned. Right? His anger burned. Hold on, let's finish reading this. Watch this. Verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the congregation. Now, I talked about this at the start. I said, yo, you got your brothers and you got your sisters, man, they weeping to the Most High, because Y'all Negroes are going off and done caused the anger of the Lord to burn against the congregation. And then you got this one who want to walk up flaunting it like, hey, I'm finna do what I do. I'm not worried about nothing that you saying. I'm not worried about you telling me that I gotta keep none of these laws. Those laws is done away with. I don't care about what you talking about. That's basically what he said. Right? Hold on, let's keep going. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. Now you got one who's now like, yo, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not having it. Right? I'm not having it. I'm not having it. When are we gonna get like that? And have that righteous rage, that righteous anger, and say, man, it ain't no more compromising. I'm gonna do what thus said the Lord. As for me and my house. And the problem that we have today is that we're not seeing God's judgment. We're not seeing the Most High's judgment like they were seeing it back then. Right? We not. We are in a dispensation of grace. So because we're in that dispensation of grace, we're not seeing the Most High's judgment. And people will look at the so-called Old Testament and be like, oh, God was that was a mean God. Look what he did. And they say how harsh he was. But that don't have nothing to do with just him being harsh. That shows his holiness. That shows how holy the Most High God is. And Yasha'Allah, Israel, was called to be holy, set apart from all the other nations. We were called to be set apart from all of the other nations. Hold on. 1 Peter. Hold on. Let's grab that. Let's grab this. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. All right. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And then if it first began with us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? Judgment begins at the house of God. Judgment begins at the house of God. So now, if judgment begins at the house of God, what that means? We cannot treat sin lightly. We cannot be like, oh, okay, we can't. Because the Most High God does not treat sin lightly. The Most High God treats sin very seriously. We see it all throughout the text. We see it all throughout the scriptures. We see it when I forget the brother's name, but when he touched the ark and the Most High God smote him down. Right? We got to stop playing with it. Not just in other people, but in ourselves. So we have to self-examine ourselves, get that mirror. Hey, because the Bible's not a window, it's a mirror, right? And we need to take it and look at ourselves and look at the ugliness that's in ourselves. Look at how we're messed up. Look at where we're falling short. Look at what we're not doing, right? And then we take that righteous zealousness, and then we go and hey, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We don't tolerate that over here. We don't rock like that. We got to cut out the cancers. Right? We got to cut out the cancers. Whoever the cancer may be, we got to cut it out. Whether it's your daughter, whether it's your mama, whether it's your wife, whether it's your husband, whether it's your daddy, your sister, your brother, how much do you love the Most High God? Don't excuse sin. What we tolerate will eventually dominate us. That's kind of cold. Let's say that again. What we tolerate will eventually dominate. That's a catchphrase. I'm going to put that on the shirt. Hey, what we tolerate will eventually dominate. Stop excusing sin. Let's get back to this. Numbers. I'm going to pick up at verse 6 again, right? So this is number 25 and verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand, and went after the man of Israel into the tent, and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. That's mighty. Hold on, we go. Phinehas saw a man openly, again, flaunting his sin. While you got brothers and sisters weeping and going to the Most High, beseeching the Most High to stay this plague. He sees this man openly doing it, and he acted with zeal for the Most High's holiness. And what happened? His action stopped the plague. His action stopped the plague. Let's keep reading. I'm going to read verse 8 again. And he went and he went after the man of Israel into the tent, and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. Yo, 24,000 people died in the plague. And you got this fool who's just openly doing what people are being killed for. And then you got this one brother that is like, hold on, man, no, I'm finna dead this right now. It wasn't just his personal anger. Although, it may have been his personal anger, but it was zeal for the Most High, a love for the Most High that could not stand the sin and the fact that sin was destroying his people. He had a love for the Most High God. Said, man, I'm finna dead this. I'm finna kill all this. I'm finna stop all of this. The Most High God is looking for people with that same type of zeal today. Uncompromising love. Do you have that love? Do you have that love for the Most High? Yo, let's make it even more plain, right? Or let's make it so like I got this cat bugging out right now. But does your love for the Most High God, come before your own personal feelings? And how do we show that we love the Most High God? But by keeping his commandments, keeping his laws, right? The Most High God is not looking for people who are out here compromising. The Most High God wants people who are sold out for him. Let's get this in the book of Revelation. Revelation 3 and 16. And we're going to get ready to close it down. I actually didn't want to be on here this long, Salakia. I just wanted to be a little snippet, a little, some edification, post Shabbat, some post Sabbath edification, right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 16. I'm going to start at 15. It says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. The Most High God said that he would either rather have us hot or cold, not lukewarm. Zeal is the fire of devotion that the Most High God is looking for. So what are we to do? Would it be like Phineas? The Most High God is looking for some Phineases today. Right now, he's looking for some Phineases. People that are going to stand out and stand against a culture that flaunts sin. The Most High God is calling his people to stand boldly, to stand against it, to stand against everything that the world stands for, to go against everything that the world stands for. Are you going to be that one, that bold one that stands up for the Most High God and that says, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Most High God? Forget what the world says. Forget what the world says. As for me and my house, we're going to stand for the Most High God. We're going to serve the Most High God. Hey, Numbers 25 is a warning. I mean, we got warnings all throughout the book, but Numbers 25 is a warning. It's a warning call. Hey, that's why it says, hey, those things that were written aforetime was written for our learning. They were written for examples to us. This is a warning. Are you compromising? Are you compromising? That's the question that we got to ask ourselves. Are we compromising? Is the house of the Most High God, is the true worshipers of the Most High God, are we compromising? Remember the judgment that comes with sin. The wages of sin is death. We have to remember those. We have to remember what comes with that. And remember that sin is subtle. Don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into the tricks. Right? Be zealous for the Most High God. Live with a zeal for holiness that is pleasing to the Most High God. I want to have that zeal. Hey, I'm not a man pleaser. I don't want to be a man pleaser. I don't want to please this world. I don't care about pleasing none of y'all. I want to please the Most High God. Right? Let's get a precept. Let's get a precept. 1 Corinthians. Look at 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Chapter 10 and verse 12. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 12. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. That's a cold script. Therefore let him that thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. Hey, take heed, man. Examine yourself. Examine yourself. Don't play with sin. Don't flirt with compromise. Be zealous for the Most High God, just like Phineas was. All right? Be zealous for the Most High God. and work on it, work at it. How does that begin to form? What does that look like? That looks like, hey, you studying this law day and night. Let's get a couple more precepts and then we go shut it down. Call halal Yahweh. All praises to the Most High God. The water Yahweh for zeal. The water Yahweh for zeal. The water Yahweh for your zeal. The water Yahweh for your zeal. For your spirit. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. The water Yahweh, the water Yahweh, the water Yahweh. Let's get one more. The book of Psalms, chapter 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight, said it again, his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Call halal Yahweh. We give all praises to the Most High and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. We give thanks. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you. The water Yahweh, I can't thank him enough. Even in the wilderness, give him praise. In the wilderness, give him praise. Let everything that have breath praise the Most High. Give the Most High his praise, because he's worthy to be praised. Look at that, man. I'm about to mess around and start preaching up in here. Hey, but love y'all, man. Stay girded. Stay girded. Keep that righteous zeal. Keep pressing for the kingdom. Keep pressing for the kingdom. All praises to the Most High God. Yo, we gonna end out like I always do with some music, man, and y'all enjoy your night. Tomorrow is day 1, so-called Sunday. That's actually the start of my work week. If y'all got the day off, all praise to the Most High. Make sure you study and read some scriptures. Get in the book. Pray. Hey, all praises. Love y'all. And with that, man, go ahead and rock out to this and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Shalom.
You keep falling off in your walk, but what you stop for? Guarantee you are not the first one to fall short. You can win over your sin, that's a small force. Holy Spirit fire in you, yeah, that's a large torch. Gotta keep that flame going, that pain growing, that faith showing. Gotta keep his fame going, we preach to him, but they snore. The most I answer when you need him, you neglect them easy. You say you loyal, but this on me, I call it treason. He created you in his image, how you find a reason? You work a 40-hour job, but can't give him an evening. And then wonder why you got demons, you should read Ephesians. Me and Zamar be in the spirit, we bout to release it. Temptation to me just a stepping stone, I call them bleachers. I refuse to talk to you by faith when you non-believers. Sick of people with nothing up top, they got alopecia. They much rather argue by the block, I just let go, leave them. Get it? Block, let go, get it, jack, hope they get it. Let me talk, I can feel the spirit. Talk how I live it, let me walk. Almost at the ending, world almost finished. Just a thought, gotta spread repentance. Do the Father's business, what you thought.
Committing sin is like a spirit crime. It might be bad now, but soon it's gonna be fine. I know it seems scattered, it'll get aligned. Stay lowly and keep the faith, the blessings will arrive. The toughest of the battle is given to the strong. That's not just a word, that's something that I know. Learned that up in the last season, I was facing woe. Lost a son, lost my granny, see I was feeling low. He was teaching that true endurance, that's something I know. So many losses that I took, I had to let them go. John 15 verse 2, he purged you as you grow. We the batter and he the heat, he tryna make a loaf. Don't rebel, watch your cheddar, he purging out the ghost. He pouring out cold death's blessings, lift your hands in soap. Study nature, without some water you will never grow. See the kingdom is deep within, don't harm yourself with treason. All the hurt that you going through, he do it for reasons. Maybe cause he trying to help you, show you that you need him. We trying to bring some cleansing, we can't house no legions. You be hurting, feeling numb, go take back your feelings. Go be joyful, crack a smile, Messiah is risen. Trust the word when he spoke, everything was living. Trust the word if he speak, that can be the ending. Want a blessing from the king, only your